morning, dear students. I welcome all of you to this first class of DT taxation, CA CMA CS Inter. All the students can use these lectures. It is going on live right now, but you can get the recording also. Okay, because we are starting the class on a very auspicious day. I hope all of you know it, right? Yeah, it's Kartak Purnima today plus Guru Nanak Jayanti and a very auspicious day after Diwali. So whoever you believe, whether you go to church or mosque or Gurudwara, just 2 seconds be with yourself. Hold your hands or sit whatever way you want. We'll pray and then we will start the class. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. With keeping in prayers all my teachers who have given me this knowledge which I am passing on to all, let us begin. Hearty congratulations to all you students who have cleared foundation. It's a beautiful knock. Come inside this beautiful world of this professional studies. Right? Okay. This is the first class. So my introduction, subjects introduction, many things will go on, but whether this is live or whatever way we are taking, anytime you have doubt, you can put it in the chat box or you can speak up in the class without hesitation, because DT is a very dynamic subject, right? So you'll be getting a lot of queries in your mind. Now, if I ask you, abhi pehle meri baat sun lo, and then we will go ahead, so your mind will be stuck up at that point. So absolutely no problem, right? Okay. My name is CA Dipti Chheda. I qualified in the year January 2000. 99, I wrote my CA final exam for the third time. I failed twice in CA final, cleared my Inter Group 1, Group 2 in first attempt with exemption in costing DT and 95 marks in accounts. But final, I could not qualify. Group 2, I qualified, but Group 1, I could not qualify twice. Then after clearing my exams in 2000, the same year, I qualified from Nagpur, Maharashtra and came to Hyderabad. And since then, last 2 decades, I'm in teaching and from Hyderabad. Right? Okay. Many of the academies I have taught, ICAI Hyderabad chapter, I was regular faculty. And now all classes are online. So whenever there's a crash course or something, we go. And now this is how the YouTube, the app, the recordings, and with all the other academies, the classes are going on. My core subjects right now are DT, IDT, and costing. So this is all about my introduction. Now these classes are going to be for the all 25 exams, May, June, September, whoever students are writing for the next financial year, CA, CMA, CS Inter exams. For all of them, these classes are live. Okay. And it's a regular batch in English. You will follow everything, but day one, if you ask me, ma'am, colored charts hai ya nahi, notes hai ya nahi, ye hai ya nahi, then let me tell you, you'll come to know in 2-3 days. The way of teaching is not exactly traditional, not very modern, but something which will help you to get great result. With more than 2 decades of experience, I can bang on and say, however wonderful charts you get, Deepti ma'am is giving, other teachers are giving, hats off. They are all very good, colorful charts, but unless you don't write it in your writing, it will not sink in your mind. And this coaching is not only for just to help you clear your Inter and somehow get exemptions in subject and move ahead. No. My students who have qualified in 2009-10 batch, they are like super settled, all married, having kids. I meet them. I have seen one thing, that your foundation is knock. Your entry in the profession. Ajao, this is for you. Inter is like cemented super base. Do 1 month of watering and how you make your walls and buildings and all, right? So utna cemented base, if you make final, wherever you take coaching, 30% of the coaching, 70% you'll be able to crack the final exam in first attempt. That base you're going to build up now. Okay. right? So this is the introduction of the subject. Now, along with me, when we meet every day, I want each one of you to have a long book. No one should get a diary. Ma'am, Dipti ma'am, आपके पास तो ये डायरी है, दिख रही है, ये डायरी मैंने अपने लिए रखी हूँ. But you all should not use such diaries and notebooks in class because some formats are there, some problems are there. So please get a long book for yourself. Use the same calculator which you are going to use in final exam, because however good you all are in learning the concepts and all, you will have to speed up and make the calculator your best friend. M plus, M minus, all that, so that you can complete your paper in 3 hours, right? Along with this, get some stick-ons and also get colored pens. One pen, whatever you want to follow, black or blue pen for writing question answers, all what we are going to solve. And I prefer red color for writing the notes. And green color for the alert signs. Okay, this is ये वंडरला का slide है, pitfall है, इसमें गिरना नहीं. So like that, once if we prepare the notes, before the exam, your journey is going to be super smooth. Okay, classes are going to be live from 11 to 1:30. In between, I think definitely we should give 5 minutes break, है ना? तो screen के सामने नहीं रहना है ज़्यादा देर, तो we'll do that. I'll announce. And 11 to 1:30 will be the class timings every day for the live class. So along with your calculator, your material, your books and pens, let us begin the journey. What else is required? Yeah. Sometimes, even if some answers are there in the notebook, if I say, please do it as homework, do it. In class, you will understand everything when I teach, and with all these years, I have made ki, okay, this is the common point, jahan bacche galti karte hain. I'll make you alert for all that. That's my responsibility. This comes in MCQ. This can come in case scenario. This they can ask one bit mark question. My responsibility. You will understand. But then after me making you understand at home, Dipti ma'am to khade nahi रहने वाले ना exam. I'm not going to stand besides you. So when you do the homework independently, that will develop analytical skill two way. One is reading the question paper is an art. The way you read question paper in the professional exam, half thing is done. And second is how you interpret and put it in paper. Ma'am, I did the homework and I did it wrong. I'll clap for you. Ma'am, homework गलत किए तो आप ताली बजाते हैं. हाँ, because the more mistakes you make in class, you will yourself get polished and move it. So I think already enough of rules and all I have said. Any doubt from your side? Ask. All good till now? Any time you can interrupt and speak in between. I'm literally saying this because it's a beautiful or dynamic subject hai. But one more thing. I'll be talking of many things practical also. What is going on around us in direct taxes? Like, I don't know if you read the newspaper or you have subscribed to some social media. You must be knowing, man, direct tax code aa raha hai, kya hai, ye hai. So we will talk about things practical up to a limit. I can make the class very lucrative by showing you the income tax website and ITR and this and that. I will talk about the case class also, but I'm telling you up to a limit because honestly, the portion is not tough. DT and IDT is not tough, but it is vast. And this is exam oriented, regular batch. अच्छा पढ़ेंगे, मजा भी आएगा आपको. But unnecessary talking too much and making things class very interesting, for that you already have social media. You have a lot of DT channels where you get updates of things every day. And we are connected in WhatsApp also. Whenever you read at home what homework I have given you, if I have a doubt, click the picture, send it in the group. Please don't put me any messages directly. It's not that I don't encourage, but when you put it in the group, you're helping yourself also and others also. You know what happens when you put it in the group? किसी और को भी वही doubt है, but they are not asking. It will get cleared with voice note. Okay, right? चलो. Yeah. So now what we will do? We will start with the introduction of income tax. But while I take you to your notebook, just open your notebook and on the first page write down weekly activities. along with DT, it is an IDT, which I'm going to teach. It is very necessary to have a rock solid mindset, which you all are already having. I had the introduction with all of you, but still, some activities are needed to have that strong mindset while learning, while preparing at home, one day before exam and in the exam. So for that, we'll be doing some activities. So I want you to journalize that every Saturday we'll be doing. Today we are not doing. So just leave 2 pages in your notebook for daily activity. Done? The third page you keep for abbreviations. Now, abbreviations are not going to come in your final exam. Ma'am, ऐसे पूछते हैं, write full form of PAN, write full form of TAN, TDS, नहीं पूछते बेटा. ऐसे नहीं पूछते. But the more you know the NPS, the TDS, these abbreviations, your learning of the subject will go fast like anything. So over the period, I'll be giving you every day 4 to 5 abbreviations. You search the detail and come and we will discuss. So that when I go to that chapter and I'll say, no, this will come for RPF, but not for PPF. Ma'am, what RPF, PPF? तब हमको डाउट नहीं होना है. तो in the beginning only, maintain your third page, top पे लिख दो abbreviations. Okay, go to your fourth page and write down over there list of sections. List of sections. इतना सीरियस भी नहीं होगा क्लास, बहुत सारी मस्ती मजाक भी करेंगे, बट in a flow, just let us get comfortable with my way of teaching, your way of understanding, and the DT subject also. Now, very important question repeatedly asked to me by students is, ma'am, should we quote all the sections? Okay, section 17 is this, section this is this. Now, it is optional. If you don't write the section, it's not a crime कि कुछ गलती हो गया या section लिखने से वहीं पे +1 you will get. No, not like that. But sections, help you to learn the things in a linked way, faster way. Ma'am, sections मेरे से याद नहीं होते. You all have studied till 10th standard. How many of you have made those charts? I'm raising my hands. वो ऐसे चार्ट बना के रखते थे. केमिस्ट्री आए तो यूज टू कॉल इट चमार मिस्त्री सब्जेक्ट. तो H+O2 is H2. We put the charts in front of a study room और खाते पीते बैठते देखते रहो, right? So like that, when you write the sections together, okay, 44 A's, maintain the books. 44 ABs, get your books audited by a CA. So when you write the sections, no, you learn it in some linked way because the pen should flow like anything in the 3 hours, right? So optional hai. I'll make you learn. It's my responsibility. And I'll ask you to speak up also in the class. आज दीप्ति मैम का गला खराब है, मैं नहीं पढ़ा रही हूँ. You start and you revise the topic that I will do. So gear up for that also in the coming classes. You can refer the book and say, कोई ऐसे on the spot surprise test नहीं हो रही. Oh, test reminds me the classes will be Monday to Saturday and Sunday. Sir will give you the timetable according to that. After completing every chapter, you will write chapter-wise exam. In your CA, CMA, whatever professional exam you're writing and you're learning DT right now, you have 30 marks objective paper for MCQs. And CA students have case scenario. After 2-3 days, I'll tell you what is case scenario. But बहुत easy hai. And even in the subjective questions, there is nothing theory in taxation. Taxation is not a theory subject. Taxation is not a practical subject. Ma'am, मैं तो कर लूंगी. करना है आपको. You can get 82, 85. These are the marks in DT and very easy. Provided you go systematic. I'm ready to do hand holding for every student who is hardworking. But the way we are going like this, no, the chapter-wise exam will really help you to get a mirror-like thing. And we will correct the papers also together in the live class. So you will get, oh, ma'am, I wrote this answer, but instead of writing 3 points, I combined and wrote it just as 1 point. Is it okay, ma'am? Answer is no. After you qualify, you get all the pen drives and softwares for your DT and IDT. फिर ना रट्टा मारने की जरूरत नहीं है. पर जो whatever is the format, the system of the exam, that you will follow to get marks in exam. Okay. So the best part of the DT is, even if there is a 4-mark question on return of income or TDS, there are bits in that. 1 mark. That's very scoring. If you go wrong also, 1 mark will go, except for few topics, capital gain and all. So paper pattern also I'll tell you after 2-3 days for your exam, so that you will get a mindset कि कैसे क्या क्या पूछ सकते हैं. Right? So far all clear? Yes, sir. Thank you for the response. Great going. Now what we will do is we will introduce the subject. So we left the space for the weekly activity, 2 pages. Then we left the space for abbreviations. Then we wrote the sections, that is optional. आपको लग रहा है कि नहीं मुझे बहुत बर्डन हो रहा है, मेरे को नहीं करना है, मत करो. आपको लग रहा है मैं लिख के रखती हूँ, whatever I'll remember I'll quote in the exam. बट मैम कुछ तो था, 10-2 था, 10-3 था, डाउटफुल है तो मत लिखो. डोंट राइट रॉन्ग सेक्शंस. ओके. And now we will start with introduction. Okay, right. So here we go straight into the subject. That is your direct taxation. Okay, some terms are there in the direct taxation introduction, and how to calculate the tax and all that basics are there. So don't think कि ma'am आज ही पूरा हो जाएगा क्या basic, today tomorrow whatever. I never keep targets कि this much is to be completed. 4 problem तो आज हो ही जाने चाहिए. If the students are responding well, we'll do 5 questions, sometimes 1. Okay. One more help I want from all of you. I cannot make every class very interesting. There will be some days where I'm teaching you the base level concept with example for 1.5 hours. कैपिटल गेन अगर हम कर रहे हैं तो असेट का डेफिनेशन क्या है, हाउ इज द फॉर्मेट. इट विल ओनली टेक 1.5 hours. द नेक्स्ट क्लास नथिंग टू टीच. what we have studied yesterday, we are tuck, we are working out 5, 8, 10 questions. Okay. So if you think कि हर क्लास में बस मजे आने चाहिए तो मजे आएंगे, but your mindset is clear, right? Every student sitting here wants to add the degree in front of your name, that is CA Dipti Chheda, as I call myself. So CA Shreya, CMA this, whatever degree you're working for, lots and lots of best wishes. But then you and your work, the more undistracted and quality good we do, we outperform, right? Chalo. So the next now we will go is, I will do the screen sharing and nothing to write as of now. When I say you have to write, that time you can write. These are just common discussion points and sharing, right? We are going to start with the subject, that is taxation. It is taxation. This subject is divided into 2 parts. You have your DT for 50 marks, right? That is your direct taxation. And you have your indirect taxation also for 50 marks. Tentatively, when I've taught this subject earlier, we take 3 months time, because Monday to Saturday we are taking class, Sunday you are writing chapters. So we can say around 75 classes of 2.5 hours we'll be done with thoroughly, but might be 70, might be 80. So no problem. So right now, DT and IDT, 2 subjects you have of 50 marks. Okay. In CA exam, you have separate sections. In CMA, why I'm every time saying CA and CMA, please don't mind it, because there are many students who write both the exams also. So if you get a proper guidance, it's good. And if it is too disturbing, I'll just stick to this. Okay. So in your exam, CA exam, you have 50 and 50 marks separate section. For CMA students, it's all mixed up, but it's lined up. So paper pattern and all, when you will get the clarity. Now let us bang on and start with a beautiful dynamic subject, and our finance minister's name you must be knowing, she talks about tax. So what is the tax exactly? Can some of you say? Any one of you, what do you mean by tax? Tell me. Income. Yeah. Out of your income. Yeah, please say.
On our income is income tax. On purchases is GST, CGST, SGST, IGST and stuff.
Great. on your income. What tax you pay is called as income tax. And on our purchases, that is when we are buying goods, or right now, as you are opting for Dipti Chheda's taxation services, I'm into teaching. I'm not selling you any goods, I'm supplying you service. I'm giving you teaching service. So in that case, we pay GST. Okay. Now, some basic discussion for all of you here. Okay, listen, all of you. I asked not income tax. I said what is tax, but very good participation. Great. Now listen, all of you. Tax is the money what you pay to government, because government is giving us lot of services, right? Roads and this and that. And suppose if there's a natural calamity, the government will do. So to run the country, government needs money. Now this money will come from where? People. So tax is, how many time have you gone through, ऐसे रास्ते पे चलते हैं और वहां पे ना बोर्ड लगा रहता है कि your taxes at work, you know, some repairing work is going on the road, and they write your taxes at work, your money at work. So we are paying tax to the government. With that, government is running so many things, the traffic, the this, the that, the basic other services what government is giving us day to day, right? So tax is nothing but the money you pay to government. But then crores of population in India, who should pay which tax and how much? So now this, in the Constitution of India, they gave different powers. The central government said, if you are earning on your own income, can you pay tax to government? Yeah, are you getting? You are earning on your income, you pay the tax to government directly. That's why income tax is called as what? Direct tax. On your income, you are paying the tax to government directly. So it is, actually, you're not paying directly, you're paying it to your CA's account, and your CA or whoever is advocate, CMA, whoever's filing your return, he's paying to government. It's like you are paying to government on your income, the tax. That is direct tax. Now, for example, I'm teaching you all through this digital pen. When I purchased it for 4,000, in the bill, it was written inclusive of all taxes, MRP inclusive of all taxes. So in this pen, have I paid tax? Yes. But I paid it to the HP showroom from where I purchased. He paid it to the wholesaler, and like that. So when the tax is going through different channels to government, it is called as indirect taxes. You all are taking coaching right now. On your coaching fees, say you are paying GST. Who is bearing all the taxes ultimately? Consumer. But you are bearing the GST on the coaching fees. But that GST, are you paying to the GST department? No. You are paying the coaching center. The coaching center is collecting, he's doing output minus input and paying to government. So when the taxes are going indirectly to government, they are called as indirect taxes. When you pay your tax, it is called as direct tax. Many times they ask you in MCQs or small theory question, distinguish between the direct tax and indirect. Material सब है वो बाद में पढ़ेंगे, पहले base building and get the clarity in the terms I use in the class. Okay. In India, what are the direct taxes we are paying? Only income tax. If anyone in the class has heard from their papa or anyone, पहले ना वेल्थ टैक्स हुआ करता था, गिफ्ट टैक्स हुआ, ऐसे if they are talking, it was earlier time. Now only tax we are paying directly to the government is income tax. And indirect tax, oh my god, as a student, when I have studied from 97 to 2000, I have cleared my foundation in 95, qualified in हमारे जमाने में भिड़े के जैसे. So 97, when I was studying, no, we were studying mod vet, sen vet, excise duty, central sales tax act. There were so many act and complications. Like right now, I'm giving you teaching service tax. But along with that, I'm giving you these material also, notes also. Yeah. So I'm selling you goods. You go to a saloon or parlor and go for hair coloring. Hair coloring is a service. But the color what they use, any branded bottle, call it L'Oreal or any. that is only of 1,000 rupees. The supplying of goods. You give your vehicle for servicing. Servicing of the vehicle is a service. But while you give your vehicle for servicing, oil dal dena, brake liner change kar lena, light change kar do, supply of goods. So there was a lot of jig in the earlier taxes. So they introduced in 2017 this goods and service tax. And they don't say, okay, you sell goods, you sell services. In professional language, we say supply. Supply of goods, supply of services. But in supply of goods and services, we are paying the tax indirectly to the government. It's indirect tax. Clear to all of you, right? So only this much we have studied. Then I will introduce the financial year and other definitions. Let us see from our book also. Any query? Yeah, some of you may be, Acha ma'am, iske alama bhi hum na, we are paying some other taxes also. Like I'm staying in my own house, I'm taking the class from here. I'm paying municipal tax. Owner has to pay municipal tax. Profession tax. You ask any of your senior colleagues or brother sisters who are working in corporate, how much is your package? They'll say it's 18 lakhs, but card put ke 16 aata hai. What is that card put ke? TDS is deducted. Profession tax is there. So from today, can I ask one thing, dear students, to all of you? Knowledge is not restricted to this classroom. Become more alert. You sit in the bank, you take the token, be aware कि क्या चल रहा है, क्या abbreviations है, अच्छा वहाँ पे their FD board is there, how they are charging the interest, tax saving FD pay, just whatever you understand. And anytime you have a query, I'm there to solve it for all of you. Practical, outside the class also. But be aware. And then after a few days, start discussing in your family, whoever is filing your return or whoever is maintaining the balance sheets and computation and paying the PT, municipal tax. Papa, how many times do we pay municipal tax of the house? It's every year. If you pay in the March month, you get discount also कि अगले पूरे साल का 1 साल पहले कर दो. रेडियो पे भी ऐड आती है उसमें. So like that, the more aware you become, the learning there and the book learning, both you will link up and you yourself will make a beautiful bridge. ठीक है? Right? So I hope clear to all of you, what are the other taxes we are paying? Yeah, municipal tax we are paying. Some state, they also collect toll and all. Now that is state, right? Actually, you know what it is, that center can charge any income you earn, you have to pay income tax on that. Right. Then tell me one thing. What about illegal income? Have you all seen the movies? नहीं देखा तो दीप्ति मैम होमवर्क में movies देखना भी बताते हैं. Anyone knows any movie related to taxation? I mean, say your income tax की कुछ तो समझ में आया. किसी ने देखी है कोई ऐसी मूवी? Raid. Very good. Very good. Yeah. So in the raid, if they recover that money, ma'am, is that raid Ajay Devgan's movie, right? So he recovered. Ma'am, is it income? इस पे tax देना पड़ेगा? बिल्कुल. But ma'am, that's not income. No, that's the black money. So now again a new term introduced for all of you. What is black money? Money is money. It's a legal, what you call it as legal tender, and money is money. So what is black money? Suppose your income is 50 lakhs and in the declarations what you give to government every year in the form of computation and return, you have shown only 30 lakhs. Your income is 50 lakhs, but you have shown in your books and in your returns, in your computation, only 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs. 20 lakhs is the income which you have earned and you have spent ऊपर से, मतलब not seen anywhere. That 20 lakhs income, if you have earned, you kept it in your bed and it is recovered in that raid movie, how they recover from the house, no? So that income, what is recovered from your home and you have not shown, it's called as black money and you have to pay tax on that. When this happens, then those people who are caught up in the raid, they'll say, Okay, sir, this was black money. Sorry, my income was 50. I just showed 30, 20 so I didn't. So I'm ready to pay the tax on 20 now. Now department is not going to accept the routine tax. Tax rates अभी मैंने आपको बताया नहीं है. But say the highest rate of tax in India is 30%. Common logic. Just remember this much today. So now you will say to department, sir, 30% you take, remaining 70 you give and all. No, you'll have to pay a heavy tax, and this is a mandatory question in exam. That if there is undisclosed income, how much tax you have to pay. That we'll do it later part of the class. But you got the idea right now. You cannot say that this is a legal income, I'll pay the tax, this is illegal income, black money, white money. No. Once there was a rate in our internship and all the experience I had, this is an actual case. So there was a raid, and whenever this raid, the SSC doesn't know anything. He'll call the his CA and all. So I also went with my boss where I was doing articleship. So suppose in their locker one box jewelry was recovered, and he said this jewelry doesn't belong to me. This is of my married daughter. She came here and she left it. Oh, this cash bag, this is not mine. ये मेरा दोस्त है ना, रस्तोगी उसका है, मेरा नहीं है ये. No excuses. If any cash or gold or anything is recovered from your home and there is nothing, it's your income, you have to pay tax. So one punchline I want all of you to make it clear is whether it is legal income or whether it is illegal income or whatever way, if it is income, no, you have to pay tax on that. The next doubt is, ma'am, can we show a loss sometime if there's genuine business loss? Post-COVID, we know what are the financial situations around us. So there are so many kinds of the businesses where genuinely there's a loss. So then do we need to pay any tax? Answer is no. If there is loss, no tax. But if there is income, you have to pay income tax. Now whether it is black, white, all should be clear. ठीक है? चलो. Let me share the screen with all of you and we will read something. So far, all clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And the speed is fine. या ऐसा लग रहा है नहीं terms वर्म्स कुछ ऐसे SSC बोल दिया. SSC क्या है यही तो नहीं बताया आपको. चलो आ जाओ. So the basics we are learning. No need to learn any of the definitions anywhere. I'll tell you कि इसको exactly you have to write this way. When I come to residential status, I'll show you presentation techniques, many things. So many students, they open up their paper after the exam and bring it. So I'll tell you that. But अभी तो ये सब आपको घर में read करना है. What is tax and all. Okay. Just now I told you. Yeah. DT, IDT difference they are asking in the exam. So let us see. Direct tax, they are levied on person, right? We have to pay the direct tax. Indirect tax is levied on what? Goods and services. Amount is collected directly by the SSC. Here it is corrected indirectly. Tax incidence is borne by same person. Your income, you pay the tax. Here, indirect taxes may all the taxes are ultimately borne by consumers, even though they are going via. Okay. Higher collection cost as tax collection is difficult. But GST, they have made it very easy, very simple. This one, mark it very important for MCQs. They ask this term. These are regressive in nature. These are, progressive in nature. These are regressive. Now, what do you mean by this? Listen, all of you. Progressive in nature means, as you progress, higher income group, higher taxes. Okay, right. I'll just complete these two and then I'll ask whatever doubts you have, you can clear. So, progressive in nature is like higher income pay higher tax. Oh, you are earning 5 crore. On your tax, you can pay extra tax in the form of surcharge. Oh, your income is less than 5 lakh. No problem. You reduce your tax by rebate. Now, what is rebate? What is surcharge? We will all discuss tomorrow. But just I am telling you that higher income group people pay higher tax. Simple logic is your income is 5 crore. No, you can pay more tax. You can afford to pay more tax. Oh, your income is just 5 lakhs. 12 fours are 48, monthly 40,000 में घर ही मुश्किल से चलता है. No need to pay income tax. Bye tax holiday for you. Okay, like we have Sunday holiday, like that tax holiday. Chalo. Indirect taxes are the way I'm putting bracket. You know, Dipti ma'am makeup करना भी सिखाते हैं. Your materials 3D 5D makeup you have to do. This word should be there in your answer sheet. This is progressive in nature. This is regressive. Now, what do you mean by regressive in nature? Yeah. What do you mean by regressive in nature?
Regressive is same to all the classes of income.
Absolutely, absolutely. Great, correct. So, you know, when I'm buying the marker pen, will they say, Dipti ma'am, you show your GST and all, your collection is very high. You can buy the pen for 8,000. Oh, you are a starting teacher, you buy it. No. So, it's regressive means GST is same for all. Except, of course, we are going to do 50 marks subject GST later. But one thing you should know, in GST also, there are some goods which are not recommended to be used, like tobacco, cigarettes, pan masala. These are called as sin products, SIN, sin products. So on these products, heavy taxes, compensation cess is charged to discourage the people. Okay, one more thing I wanted to say, in indirect taxes, you also have the custom duty. When you import the goods, when you export the goods, you do pay custom duty also. Clear? So this was the distinguishing. Last was example. What's the example for direct taxes? Income tax. What's the example of indirect taxes? GST. So now GST, will keep it aside. GST is more scoring than income tax. Because in inter level you just have the introduction, like a base level idea. Okay, above this you have to get yourself registered. This is the way you have to pay the tax. This is your return. Tax invoice you should issue. Very simple level is there of GST. Ma'am, that means income tax is higher level tough. No, but I'm daily telling you the way I will say. रोज एक डायलॉग आप दीप्ति मैम का रोज सुनोगे, रिपीट करो क्योंकि ये वास्ट है. We don't know Sri Lankan language, but we learned that song, no, which was so famous. And then Kolavaridi, ab kya pata Kolavaridi. But when you listen to that song every day, it sings. That's the same with income tax. Okay, right? Now let us study some more terms of income tax. Okay, sure. 1 minute. Let us start with a fresh introduction. Yeah. We were already here. We have written. I hope now clear distinguishes there between DT and IDT. Okay, right. So now direct taxes. Do you pay as and how you like? No. In India, we follow the concept of financial year. Financial year. Actually, this is only right, but some of the books also call it as previous year. Okay, financial year or previous year. So whenever I say the year starts, it starts from 1st April 2024 to which is going on right now. We are in the financial year 24 and it will close on 31st March 2025. So for all the exams of 25, whether May, June, September, जो भी आप exam लिख रहे हो, what is going to be your financial year 24-25? Those students who are writing in December and all, they are writing for last financial year 23-24. For you all, it's 24-25 financial year. Whatever income you have earned, whatever income you have earned in this whole year from different sources. I'll tell you what are the different sources. You will calculate and pay the tax. Of course, you have to pay the advance tax in installment. You know how you pay your fees, coaching fees and all, you pay in installment like that. But for this financial year, we will assess. Now make these your best friends. What do you mean by assess? Calculate what was your income of 24-25 or kitna expenditure, and kitna tax and all, and pay the tax in next year, which is called as assessment year 25-26. I'll give you time to write so that I will also get a break, because I hope you all are realizing कि मैं नॉन स्टॉप बोल रही हूँ 40 minutes से, तो थोड़ा सा मुझे भी ब्रेक मिलेगा. फर्स्ट अंडरस्टैंड फ्रॉम द स्क्रीन, डोंट राइट इट नाउ. Financial year starts from 1st April, ends on 31st March. For you all, what is your previous year or financial year? 24-25. Now, whatever you earn in 24-25, assess, and in the next year, you assess your income. So that's called as your assessment year. Assessment year is the year in which we assess the income of the previous year. 1 second, dear students, just. Thank you for waiting. So what is the assessment year? It's the year when we assess the income of the previous year and pay the tax, right? So generally, whatever you have earned in 24-25, July 25, pretty good time. March 25, your year is over. After that, you calculate your income and pay the tax by July 25. So July 25 comes in which year? Ma'am, 25-26. So it's the next year of the previous year is called as assessment year. Now, I'll make you write everything. इसमें से जो एक MCQ आता है वो भी मैं आपको बता दूंगी अभी. Every class is going to be like exam oriented ना कि ये MCQ में आता है, ये ऐसे होता है, because that's the way you focus and understand more. Suppose if I say next year, suppose your previous year is 25-26, when you will all go in final, that time your financial year will be 25-26. So what will be the assessment year?
27.
Absolutely simple maths. School days में जैसे टेबल लिखते थे ना मैथ्स के रोज. अच्छा, those who are writing अभी in December 23, ये नहीं लिखना है, मैं आपको सिर्फ समझाने बोल रही हूँ. So for them, what's the financial year? 23-24. So what will be the assessment year for them? 24 and 20. Previous year or financial year is the year in which you earn the income, and next year is the year in which you pay the tax. So these are just examples to make you understand. Or now what is asked in exam is, Mr. Beans started business. Now, we in India, we work with a lot of sentiments and auspiciousness. I also started my class with prayer, it being such a nice day. Can you say someone starting the business, "Arey nahi re, first day of financial year, go and start the business"? Not possible. So, Mr. Bean started the business on, say, 1st of October 2024, it being Dashera, very auspicious day, so he started the business. Now, this is an MCQ. What will be the answer for this? What is their financial year is a question mark. Will it be 1st April 2024 to 2025? Or 1st April 2025 to 2026? Or 1st October 2024? Oh, I'll write here also 31st March 2025, 31st March 2026, 31st March 2020. Answer.
B.
What's the answer?
B.
B. What will be the financial year for Mr. Beans for calculating his income tax on his income? He started a showroom, shooting shirting ka showroom. बोलो.
C. C तो होगा ही. B.
जी है ही नहीं है ऑप्शन में. और सब अलग अलग मत बताना, तू ये बता, कोई एक तो निकलेगा ना, सबको मिलके एक ही एग्जाम थोड़ी देना है. Okay, someone was saying C. Can you justify why C? Huh? Why C? Yeah, because he started the business on 1st October. So the very first day he started the business, that the day his business was born, no? Right? So before that, your financial year cannot start from 1st April 24 to 25. And it's not going to be 25-26 because वो तो फिर assessment year हो जाएगा आपका. Followed or not. So for this person, what is the financial year's correct answer? The day he starts the business, that is 1st October 2024 to 31st March 2025. Anyone else is having any doubt? You know, when you start the business, dear students, you also get that suppose if it is a company, you all have completed company law, right? You have to get SIN number, DIN number, date of registration, date of incorporation. So you can't start your financial year before that. So the first year starts from the day you start your business, that is 1st October. This is asked in MCQ. So write down from here in your notebook. Yeah, from here. What is financial year applicable for all of you? 24-25. Assessment year. And then I will scroll down. When you finish, tell me, ma'am, done. So I'll scroll down. Likho. When you finish this much, tell me, I'll move down. You can write the next one. Finished?
Yes.
Write down. Write down this MCQ also. The name of this chapter you have to write on the top is, yeah. Even the chat box is on. If you have a doubt, you can ask.
How?
Yeah. Any doubt?
The assessment year for this question will be?
The assessment year. For this, the previous year will be 1st October. That will be the previous year or financial year. And assessment year will be full. 25-26. So 1st April 25 to 31st March 26. Assessment year will be complete. Previous year, because they have started it as a new business, it will be this. Clear? Chalo, next. Shall we go to the next concept? The previous year, the financial year is over.
Ma'am?
Yes, please.
Had it been started on 5th January, then the assessment year would be?
No, assessment year doesn't change. If it started from, say, 5th January 2025 to 31st March 2025, this will be your previous year. Yeah, And what will be the assessment year? What's the meaning of assessment year? Whatever you have earned in last year, pay the tax in the next year. So you have earned from 5th January 25 to 31st March previous year. Pay the tax from 1st April 25 to 31st March 2026. So this will be like 25-26 year assessment year. Actually, previous year should be 24-25. But why we are not taking 24? Because 24, this business was not born. This person was not doing any activity. So they started it from January 24. They usually ask like this, January. ठीक है, अभी clear है?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
The limit for the first previous year should be of these many months only.
Limit for?
First previous year.
The first previous year starts from the day you start your business. If you start, and if it's, what about the next year? Next year it will be April to March, April to March.
For 12 months. The first one, there is no limit, like it can be for 1 month or 3 months as well.
Yes, absolutely right. See, she started in January 25. So what will be the first year's income for? Only 3 months. Next year, 12 months. Next year, 12 months. So there's no fixed key. You have to pay the tax on 12-month income. Arey, business hi nahi tha. I didn't do my business for 12 months. I just came to India and started my business on 5th of January. So whatever you have earned in the first year, if your financial year starts from 1st April, but if you have started the business on 5th January 25, the first year will be this, then continue. Clear to all of you?
I have read somewhere that the first financial year can be for 15 months also. Is it true?
Yeah, that's the same thing now you're asking. It can be for 15 days. It can be for anything. When you... Yeah, say something is missing. What?
15 months, ma'am, not 15 days. In law, we have 15 months.
Okay. I got it. Where you got confused is in law, your pre and post incorporation period and on. Okay, right? No, in income tax, very nice. Good that you have asked that. That's an in-depth doubt. Suppose you have taken a running business from someone. Shall I discuss that example? 1 minute. The screen sharing stopped.
कुछ भी नहीं है 15 महीने हैं 15 महीने बैच में कुछ भी नहीं है
हाँ लेकिन तुम लोग आपस में डिस्कशन मत करो नहीं तो सब लोग कंफ्यूज हो जाएंगे बेटा 2 मिनट आई विल क्लियर इट जस्ट फाइल क्लोज्ड बाय मिस्टेक तो गिव मी 2 मिनट्स टाइम 2 मिनट रुक सकते हैं हाँ चलो अच्छा listen I got your example that suppose you took a running business from someone from 2024 and then you started your company and in law you must have studied that 24 bhi khatam ho gaya and March 25 so like this now it has become how much 15 months right but in income tax there's a cutoff from January to 31st March 2024 if there is income the first return will go it's okay you can file a nil return ma'am this period was the pre-operative stage there was no business here okay no problem then next 1st April 2024 to 25 so your doubt that can we file the income and the return and can we have a financial year in income tax for 15 months no that's right for accounts pre and post operative and we do all that but in income tax if you take a running business from someone and close it for the first time in 25 you'll have to bifurcate and first 3 months whatever is your activity or if you have not started your business it's like in the trial run mode and all then just all details you have to give to the department and then the next year will be routine is your query solved?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Keep asking the questions. No problem. Now I'm saying, okay. Now I'm saying, let us check up all this income tax, whatever I'm teaching is going on and we are studying it when it started in our constitution as Income Tax Act. 10 minutes more and then I'll give a break. Chalo. Income Tax Act 1961. This act came with all sections and chapters and subsections and all. Okay. So Income Tax Act 1961 we are following today, and because act cannot say anything, I hope you all know something basic in law and all कि act is like very law. अगर bare act अगर पढ़ना है तो it's not easy, so there should be some rules. Like 11 to 130 is tax class, but initially only I said the rules. You have to do homework, you have to write chapter wise exam, you have to ask doubt. काफी चीजें मैंने बोल दी. So like that, Income Tax Act is always supported by rules which are given as income tax rules. Okay. One second. This one note I am using for writing. कहीं कुछ ट्रबल होके बंद हो जा रहा है. हाँ. So we will be following the income tax rules which came in 1962. Okay. Income tax has different chapters. In that, different topics are covered, different heads are there, sections are there. Now I'll be using one term which I want all of you to understand now. It's called as chargeability section. Have you acha I have not studied anything in my law after I qualified. हाँ फाइनल में जो 2 बार भी फेल हुए तो लॉ 44 48 से ज्यादा मिले ही नहीं एग्रीगेट. So you can also share some of your knowledge with me ki ma'am this is the thing in law now. So chargeability section, have you come across like this chargeability section anywhere? Anyone? Huh? Chargeability section is in the act. It gives thoda sa law ke jaisa hai ye 5-10 minute and then we'll go to the simpler ones. So chargeability sections in the income tax says okay, this section has got a power. Like I'll say there's section 15 in Income Tax Act 1961 which says, oh, is there an employer and employee relationship? You're working in a company, a firm, and you're getting salary. You can calculate the income and pay the tax. Aaja. Listen, in a layman's term, chargeability section is like a doorbell. You put the doorbell, knock, knock, come inside. Oh, you are having a property. You are the owner of the house and you are the tenant. You are paying rent. Oh, you are getting rental income. Aaja. House property. So like that, whatever income you earn, you have to pay tax. That part you are clear. But whatever income you earn, you can't make a kirana list. Itni sari income hai. You know, people are earning income by various modes. We all know that. This time added is gone online gaming. अभी तक illegal चलता था वो क्या Dream 11 and all. Now PUBG, online gaming, all Bitcoin, all. Do you have to pay income tax on that? Yes, flat 30%. So what I want to say is, whatever income you have earned, no, please group and put it in proper heads so that it's good to know what you have earned. So whatever income you have earned, you can group it in 5 heads. Income tax mein there are various chapters, various sections. But aap kaise group karoge? You have to group in 5 heads. Those 5 heads have got chargeability section. Oh, employer-employee relationship, aa jao, section 50. Again, all this will be repeated when we do. These are the names of the chapters which will go on for week. Salary ek hafta chalega, house property chalega, like that. Okay, so there are 5 heads in which, and then if you have a question, ma'am, this income where it will be taxed, you can ask. So this I want all of you to write with me only. Likho. What we are following in India, dear students? Income Tax Act 1961. Along with that, rules. Income tax rules 1962. It has chapters, sections, subsections, clauses, provisos. I'll explain you all that. But right now, chargeability section is knock knock. Okay. So I want all of you to write besides this 5 heads of income. Whatever you earn, you can compute your income in any of the 5 heads. First one is section 50, salary income. Employer-employee relationship hai, aa jao. Section 22, income from house property. IFHP I am writing. Income from house property. Ma'am, how do you come to know? There's an owner who is owning a property, there's a tenant, and there's a property. Aa jao. Rental income hai na? You can write in bracket for your understanding. Rental income will be taxed under the second head of income. Then income where we show our income. Who are we? Professionals, lawyers, doctors, chartered accountant, business people, manufacturers, traders. So when you have got income from business or profession, chargeability section is section 28. Show the income, calculate the tax in the given format. You know, every chapter in accounts also has its format. अगर single entry है तो उसका अलग format है, average due date है तो अलग है. Like that, how to compute house property income, salary, business head, it's a different format which you will study in coming class. Next is section 45. Okay, section 45. Section 45 is chargeability section of income from sale. Sale ko I'll use the word, dear students, as transfer. Transfer of capital asset. Section 45. Income from transfer of capital asset. Chargeability section. You know what is capital asset? If I sell asset, what is asset for me? Plot, building, jewelry, shares, all these are asset. When I sell it, am I going to get profit? Pay the tax. If it is a loss, show the loss. Right? And then this one is chotu sa head, which absorb everything. Income from other sources. Your residuary head. So did you get that you can group your income in what heads? All heads. Salary, house property, business head, capital asset, transfer. Now you tell me. Suppose you are doing PUBG and all and Game 11 and all, casual income, lottery and all. Residuary, bacha kucha. Employer-employee salary. Owner-tenant, rental income, here. You're doing business or profession, here. You're selling your car, here. Followed all of you. Now ask your doubts related to this. Please, no doubts. Great. So these are the 5 heads. Of course, we have to check the residential status. Now, what is residential status? The name of a chapter, which will go on for 3-4 days. And then it's not keep us, just do the total. You get some benefits and in a different way you pay the tax. That format in which you compute the income is called as computation of income. वो format हम बाद में देखेंगे. Right now, I'm sharing the material with all of you, and where we closed, उसके नीचे से शुरू करेंगे. आ जाओ. Okay. I'm skipping in between a few things because I want to teach in a linked way. देखो. Are you clear with what is a tax? It is amount collected by government to generate revenue. Direct tax is paid directly by the person. Indirect tax goes indirectly, which is in the form of GST and custom. We are following Income Tax Act 1961. It contains 298 sections and schedules and clauses and all. Along with that, rules. Okay. Right. Now, whenever you read the section, you have section and subsection. Okay. So this is section 10, clause 1. I'm just telling you the way you have to read. That you don't have it's exempt. Achha, what do you mean by the word exempt? Exempt means on that you don't have to pay the tax, right? Then how I'm reading this 10(2). You have to read it as section 10 clause 2. It says HUFK income is exempt. Now this is like 222E. So how will you read, dear students? Section 2, subsection 22, clause E. Just the way how we are going to read the section. Okay. Many times in exam, they ask you, what do you mean by all this? Now, this is for your understanding, but read it to answer the MCQ. No one is going to ask you, right? Explain proviso in 2 lines and all. You know, proviso is exception to the rule. I'll explain. ये कैसे करेंगे देखो, proviso. हाँ, okay. So it is an exception to the rule. Like I told you that whatever amount you pay related to business, you will do expenditure. Na? Listen, in income tax, there's a rule above 10,000 expenditure, you should pay by online mode, not in cash. Ma'am, why? It's not allowed. We know how the plastic money is taking over, like UPI, RTGS, NEFT, mobile transfers, account pay check, online payment mode. So many modes are there. Why do you need cash? Right or not? 10 rupees pani puri also you can scan and pay, right? So in income tax, there's a section in business head. It says above 10,000 you want to pay, you pay by account pay mode or online mode, not by cash. Ma'am, why? Then there's a reason that we will study in business head, why they bought this provision. But now you are getting, say you are manufacturing honey. All your honey comes from tribal people who stay in forest and they get the raw honey. You purify it with the chemicals tested and all, and you brand it and you sell it as organic honey. Now you have to pay to the tribal person who has brought 50 kgs of honey in the cans. तो आप उसको पैसे दे रहे हो. अब you are saying, दीप्ति मैम ने बोला है 10,000 के above payment I cannot pay and this honey is 1 lakh rupees. I'll give you. Now the tribal person stays in forest where there is no banking facility. So now what is it? Exception to the rule. Rule says don't make payment above 10,000 to anyone. हाँ, ये 10,000 वाला मैं डिटेल आपको बहुत सारे एग्जाम्पल के साथ बिजनेस हेड में पढ़ाऊंगी. राइट नाउ द रूल एंड द एक्सेप्शन. So rule says you cannot make payment above 10,000 to anyone on a single day. Exception says, okay, if you're making to payment to someone in villages or places where there is no banking facility, give. You have to maintain all the detail, but give, ठीक है. You have to make payment to someone on holiday and consecutive 4 days, Diwali holiday, Sunday holiday, Monday this, Tuesday this, and you have to make payment, give. So what do you mean by proviso? They will ask in MCQ. Proviso is exception to the rule. Right? Okay. Then 2 more terms we use in income tax. We don't have the circular numbers, notification number. अगर कहीं printed भी है तो you don't worry. You don't have to learn it, but you should know what do you mean by circulars. How many of you have felt that in your school days you know हर एक classroom में circular आता था and then the teacher used to read out loudly? That's the same circular. Circular is issued by department to keep on clarifying things. See, income tax act is an act. People may bend and mold the act. अगर कुछ ठीक से नहीं लिखा है तो you may interpret in your way, he may interpret in his way, right? So income tax comes up with the clarification in the form of circulars. But circulars are for department. डिपार्टमेंट में असेसिंग ऑफिसर होता है, कमिश्नर होता है, ऐसे हायरार्की है, वो आप फाइनल में पढ़ोगे. डिपार्टमेंट साइड वी डोंट हैव इन आवर सिलेबस, दैट्स इन फाइनल. But you should know कि the department side, if they want to say anything, they can't say orally, I am giving a speech, recorded और आज से ये बन गया act. ऐसे थोड़ी होता है. You have to give circular number, you have to print it, signature लेनी and all that. So that's what is a circular. Just know the meaning, it's enough. Notifications. Notifications are applicable to department also, to SSC also. But you are a layman, मुझे business ही करना आता है, मुझे ये income tax समझ में नहीं आता है. तो who will help the reach notification to you? Bridge. You all future chartered accountants, cost accountants. I'll tell you a very practical example. GST now and then changes are there, right? So recent a notification came. It says that any residential person जो अपने घर में रहता है, he has given his premises for commercial purpose. In my residence, one first floor hall is there. I'm asking, sir, you can take your classes over there. And I am taking rent. But I am not registered. I am a housewife staying at home. But that academy is to registered. No, they have to pay GST. So don't go in the insights of that RCM and all GST. But the example is, this came now in the form of what? Notification. So department issued the notification, and every CA, CMA through mails, through WhatsApp chats, they will send it bulk messages to all their clients. They have lectures, they have meeting, and they clarify that government has given this notification applicable. Acha, listen, circulars and notifications don't come on 1st April only. They come anytime, right? Okay, so they will come circulars or notifications, they can come anytime. So say from 1st October 2024, any residential person giving their property commercially to anyone, GST is applicable. आज से ही लग जाएगा. सर मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा, इस साल छोड़ दो ना, मैं 24 के बाद पक्का करूंगी. नो, notification comes with a date, and from that date it is applicable. Now how they put up this in exam? Circulars, they are binding to whom? Can you repeat? Circulars, they are binding to whom? किसको binding है circulars? Followed or not followed? To department. Department should follow all circulars. And this notifications, they are binding to whom? Department also, and to the person who's liable to pay the tax, he's called as SS. See, I'm taking the theory all in round. So there will be some terms I have introduced now, some terms I will introduce tomorrow. Like in financial year and assessment year, I left a very important theory question. Exception to rule ki financial year and assessment year can be same. But aaj pehle digest to karo. What is your financial year for all of you applicable for your exam? Say loudly.
24-25.
24-25. What is your assessment year?
25-26.
25-26. Circulars are binding to whom?
Department.
Department. And notifications are binding to whom? Department also, and SSC also. Clear? Right? Now, it's not possible every time, to keep on issuing the circulars and notifications. Now, listen, all of you. It will be so ridiculous if I say Income Tax Act 1961. आज पक्का ही स्क्रीन को कुछ तो ट्रबल हो रहा है. वेट अप. Yeah. Okay. Income Tax Act 1961 you follow today. Is it possible for you to follow? कितने लोग घर में दादी नानी से सुने, हमारे जमाने में ना हम तो 100 रुपए में ये कर लेते थे वो. And it's true, appreciated. That time economy was different and inflation was not there. I will tell you, dear students, in my CA Inter and final journey, I used to take 100 rupees from my mom, fill up 4 liters of petrol, and whole week I'll go for my articleship for my classes. 100 rupees 4 liters of petrol. ये हमारे जमाने की बात थी. Now, can we apply 1961 Act today? No. As and how the years progress, we need to make changes. Earlier, like 1 lakh income was too good. You could afford to pay tax. Now, like 2,50,000 is nothing. So now I'm leaving some more lot theories there. मतलब who is SSC, who is definition of person, वो सब कल करेंगे. Now I'm going to the practical part. That is, whatever changes they want to make in Income Tax Act, can we bring it in one single document? And that is called as budget. Every 1st February, budget will be presented by finance minister. What do you mean by budget? Budget costing में भी किया ना? किया या नहीं? Budgeting, sales budget, cash budget, ये budget, purchase budget, वो budget, right? So budget is nothing but a forecast, a planning. that next year this is going to be our income, this much we'll give to IT sector, this much we'll give to agricultural sector, this income tax may this changes. So we are still following 1961 Act today, but with changes. So every year those changes come in the form of budget. Okay, and when that budget comes, when it comes 1st February, right? Okay, and then it is just a proposal by finance minister on 1st February, the rail budget and the finance budget, and then it is checked with all ICAI को भेजेंगे, CMA chapter को भेजेंगे सबको, they'll take reviews everyone, and then that will become applicable in the next year. That is called as finance act. तो ये ना बहुत mandatory हम इसको लिख लेंगे. Okay, कि how the budget and all, and then if you have any doubts related to this, so we are following still income tax act. Circulars notifications are to chota changes, right? What they do in year, every year 1st February, so sorry for this trouble, I don't know why the screen sharing is maybe too many cameras and all are on, तो उसकी वजह से हाँ. So we are following, budget will come, budget will be proposed. I want all of you to write this, huh? Budget will be proposed on 1st February 2024. After that, it is approval is taken in both the houses of parliament and by President of India, and then it will become Finance Act.
Approval of?
Yeah. Approval of both the houses of parliament. That language is all printed. If you want to write, I'll dictate. The budget is presented by finance minister. It is approved by both the houses of the parliament, and after president's approval, it becomes Finance Act 2024. If someone is asking you in one line, 1 second, dear students. Okay, so budget is approved by both the houses of parliament and president, and it becomes what? Finance Act 2024, in which what will be the financial year? 24-25. What will be the assessment year? 25-26. Are you all with me? Please ask any doubts you have for the budget. थोड़ा सा practical करेंगे इसके बाद. I'll show you how to calculate the taxes. बोलो. Yeah, Shreya, पूछो.
No, I don't have any doubts. I'm asking them. They want. आवाज नहीं आ रही. No doubts, no.
बेटा आप लोगों की आवाज थोड़ी एको हो रही है, फिर से एक बार बोलो. किसी को कोई डाउट है बजट और फिनेंस एक्ट में? तो ये लर्न करना है आपको. What is the Finance Act applicable for all of you? Finance Act 2024. What is the financial year? 24-25. What is the assessment year? 25-26. Now, you know, every time budget comes and it goes very smooth, but we are special teachers and special students. So, hamare liye, because I hope all of you know, rolling elections are there for the 5 years, and the new government came in this 24. So now one auspicious date is there ना, जिसको आपको याद रखना है. There were some changes which came in the interim budget. Interim budget doesn't come every year, but because इस बार 5 years government completed and the finance minister took over the charge again. So this was on 22nd July 2024. I'm just making you comfortable. There will be some changes which I'll say, dear students, they are applicable from 23rd July 2024. Ma'am, is it your birth date? Answer is no. This is the date because in between the budget came and they said that some changes are applicable from 23rd July 2024. Very easy until now. Anything. Okay. Check your watches. Exactly 5 minutes break, and I don't know how to put mute to you all also, ताकि आप जो discussion करें वो recording में ना आए. मुझे वो सीखना पड़ेगा. तो आप लोग ब्रेक ले सकते हैं. Exactly after 5 minutes, I'm stopping the theory. Who is the type of person, who is SSC, who is liable to pay the tax, वो सब हम बाद में करेंगे. I'm taking you straight to starting the tax calculation method after the break. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so all of us are back after a break. Hope you have got the material also. So whatever definitions I have given, what is circular, what is notification, what is budget, what is Finance Act, know about it. One more thing added to the circular and notification I missed out. Last one is case laws. You know what are case laws? Case laws are the decisions of High Court and Supreme Court, and then they become a part of the Act. Okay, right? So case laws are like, of course, there was some disagreement between departments said, okay, this is allowed. We said, no, sir, this is not allowed. You are adding the income and all. So finally, some conclusion came. Case laws become a part of the act and you can use it. And acha, at inter level, ma'am, do I need to quote the case law? This is Bombay High Court versus Sri Lata, blah, blah. No, not required. But yes, some case laws are very interesting. Like there's a very famous case law for agricultural income. We'll discuss tomorrow. In house property, I'll just discuss and tell you the gist, but आपको याद करने की जरूरत नहीं है वो case law. Okay, now one thing we all know, that the person who is liable to pay tax, he himself has to pay the tax. So little bit we'll start with how to calculate taxes. Okay, now when I said taxes कैसे calculate करना है, you should know who is an SSC. So SSC is a person who is liable to pay income tax. On your own income, you have to pay income tax. So who are you all? SSC. Sometimes I have to pay tax on behalf of others. For example, above 18 years, a person is called as individual, male, female, all. On his income, he will pay the tax. But below 18 years, we know Indian Idol or kitne sare talent shows and comedies and all that is going on. And there are some minor children who are earning huge as author, as speakers with some talent. So these kind of the people, they will also have to pay the tax. You can't say, नहीं नहीं तुम बहुत छोटे हो, तुम 1 करोड़ रुपए कमा रहे हो, तुम जाओ, छोटे हो ना. अरे no छोटा and no बड़ा. You earn the income, you have to pay tax. So when the parents are paying the tax on behalf of their children, they are called as representative SS. Just be comfortable with names. Tomorrow I'll read it from the material and 4 बार हम classes में बोलेंगे. Who am I? SSC, a person liable to pay tax. Who is representative SSC? Is representing others. Have you seen one movie of Akshay Kumar? क्या था उसका नाम? The dog had a huge income, you know, in that movie. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't remember now. Leave it. याद आया आपको? You can say loudly, no problem. Okay. So, anyways, if someone is having, suppose A is having good income through will, but A is not of unsound mind. I mean, say not of sound mind right now. Are you getting? A has got huge income through will, but he is not of sound mind. So right now his uncle is taking care of all his will and property income and all. So the uncle will file return of Mr. A as what? Representative SS. Okay. One day you get the notice from income tax department, Dipti Chheda, your income is 18 lakhs. We have come to know through this sources. Online you have gone to foreign trips and we saw your pictures on social media. हमको पता चल गया आप foreign trip कर रहे, ये आपका income है and you have to pay this tax. Like that, you get a notice and demand order. Demand order means they are demanding money from the department. Then who am I? I am called as SSC in default. SSC in default is a person. He is in default. And I didn't show that income and pay the tax. I said, "Aapko kaise pata chala? I did foreign travel to Thailand and Switzerland and I have booked tickets and all." It comes to the notice. There are some channels which we will discuss it. So what are the kind of SSCs I talked in last 5 minutes? SSC is a person who is liable to pay tax. Now, what is the definition of person? Kal karenge, pakka. And as an SSC, when you are liable to pay the tax, okay, for someone else's behalf, you are called as what? Representative SSC. If you are liable to pay the tax and you're not paying the tax, you're called as what? SSC in default. Is it clear to all of you? Right? Yeah, please say. Ask.
Deemed and representative SSC the same thing.
What?
Deemed SSC and representative SSC the same thing.
Yeah. Deemed SSC is also the same thing, who is deemed to be an SSC on behalf of others, and representative SSC. No problem. These are not exactly the term की law के जैसे आपको ये पढ़ना है. आराम से पढ़ो. इनकम टैक्स में एक बहुत अच्छी बात है, no theory, no exact wordings required. Okay, now go to your notebooks and we'll see how the person should pay the tax on his income. 10-15 more minutes and we'll close the class with a simple thoda practical, thoda theory. So write down tax computation of individual SSC. How the individual SSC, कितने S है कितने E है देख लेना, ESS tax computation of individual SSC. He should pay the tax. There are two ways of tax calculation. Every day coming, all the days, I am going to teach you tax calculation as per alternative tax regime. This is one way of tax computation. Ma'am, what's the other way? Default tax regime, वो बाद में पढ़े. अभी optional tax regime. Okay. It says that whatever income you earn on the first 2,50,000. I want you all to write with me. One problem we will solve. I'll give some homeworks also. Okay. So on first 2,50,000, the tax is nil. It is called as your basic exemption. Don't pay any tax. I'm talking about total income from all the sources. I gave you 5 sources today. From all that, whatever is your income, you have to pay the tax 2,50,000. Tak, first 2,50,000 of your income, it's nil. Listen, the tax is to be paid by individual with the help of slab rates. I want all of you to write. Tomorrow I will teach flat rate, but आज ये क्या है? Slab rates. Now how this is done, I'll teach you in 2-3 ways. 10 मिनट में आपको एकदम समझ में आएगा. On next 2,50,000 of the TI. What is TI? Total income. What is the tax rate? 5%. And that's how much? 12,500. On the next 5 lakh total income. What is the tax rate? 20%. So on 5 lakh, if you calculate 20%, it's coming to how much? 1 lakh. And above 5 lakh, whatever, above 10 lakhs, whatever you earn, it is taxed at what rate? 30%. These are called as slab rates for individual whose age, like your age, my age, individual is less than 60 years. Ma'am, what happens after 60 years? After 60 years, we become senior citizen. For me, it's alerts, and I've started in my 50s, so another 10 years, I don't know how many years we'll go on teaching like this. तो 60 years के अब हम क्या बन जाते हैं? सीनियर सिटीजन. मैम व्हाट्स टैक्स रेट फॉर देम? बाद में देखेंगे. So tax is paid according to slabs. The more questions you solve, the more clarity we will get. Okay, write down. Problem number 1. Radha's total income is 13 lakhs. In exam, don't write 13 and L. I am writing because I hope you are seeing so much of energy is put up by teacher in explanation. तो साथ साथ में लिखने में कहीं पे अगर मैं abbreviation लिखती हूँ तो चलेगा. Dipti ma'am has cleared her exam in 2000. You have to clear your exam in 2025. तो you write अच्छे से. राधा की इनकम कितनी है? 13 lakhs. Now how will you calculate tax on that? Okay, right. We'll do little systematic abhi to understand. Then in exam there's a shortcut also. Abhi to this first problem. तो पूरा लिखो. Particulars, tax rate, tax amount. Is my speed fine? Every student in the class is able to write. The whole class is following. How do I ask? Don't hesitate. कोई doubt छोटा बड़ा नहीं. आपको doubt है आप पूछो. Yeah.
Is the answer 2,02,500?
No, that's don't get impatient. ये पहला problem है. Otherwise मैं तो कितना fast पढ़ा सकती हूँ. सालों से पढ़ा रही हूँ. तो आपको format भी तो follow करना है ना. Good that you could calculate in your calculator. Save it with you, बेटा. But साथ में करो. And I want everyone to write. As a teacher, I value your time and my time. So something just for the sake of time pass, ये भी लिखो वो भी. मैं कुछ भी extra नहीं लिखाऊंगी notebook. वो तो पक्का है. आ जाओ. तो अब what is the total income? कितना था? 13 lakhs. Now see how I am writing. On first 2,50,000, the tax rate is nil and amount is nil. Ma'am, why? First, up to 2,50,000, your income is exempt. Next, 2,50,000, it's 5%. That's 12,500. No one should come to the class without calculator. Whole class does wrong calculation, including Dipti ma'am. आप अकेले correct करते हो. तो promise me that every student will do the calculation. You know, some students, they said, हाँ कोई और तो calculate करेगा. दीप्ति मैम screen पे लिखेंगे, हम तो copy करेंगे. Exam में कौन करेगा आपके लिए calculate? Who will calculate? So on the first 2,50,000 nil, next 2,50,000, it's calculated in slab. You know, first wrong idea if you have, I want you to correct, dear students. 13 lakhs. Ma'am, income is above 10 lakhs. Can we calculate 13 lakhs into 30%? No. It's not flat rate. It's what? Slab rate. एक slab. Building के slabs बनते हैं ना ऐसे एक. मैं बाजू में बिल्डिंग बन रही है इसलिए आप बोलोगे मैम पूरे बिल्डिंग के ही एग्जांपल दे रहे हैं आप. Okay, so first 2,50,000 it's nil. Next 2,50,000 it's 12,500. On the next 5 lakh, it's directly 20%. That's 1 lakh. And on next 3 lakh, 30%. Above 13 lakhs to 3 lakh hai. 30%. That's how much?
90,000.
90,000. So what's the total tax?
Not to 500.
2,02,500. And on the tax, you have to pay one more kind of tax, which is called as health and education cess at fixed rate of 4%. At fixed rate of 4%. 8,100. So what is your tax payable by Radha?
2,600.
Huh?
2,10,600.
Perfect. Now all of you have written and presentation. Listen 2 minutes, then you ask your doubts. I want to explain little about health and education cess. You know, health and education, already I am paying tax on total income. Health and education cess I am paying on tax. Why, ma'am? Shall we calculate even if they don't ask? Answer is it's mandatory. Whatever tax you calculate on income, on that tax, a chota brother is hand in hand going. Uska naam hai health and education says rate is fixed 4%. Now this tax goes to government. This 4% health and education says goes on government's main mission. We know related to health, it is Swachh Bharat Yojana. So many things we are doing for cleanliness, right? Everyone, you must be knowing in your houses, you have got free from government those green bucket and blue bucket and all. तो ये सब पैसे कहाँ से आता है? Health and education says. Then 100% literacy mission. India wants that everyone should get education, but when you go to villages and all, they'll say खाने को नहीं हम पढ़ाई क्या करेंगे? So then government is having a very beautiful program for them that is called as midday meal. You send your children to school, we will give them education also, and we will provide them midday lunch, sambar rice in school. Followed or not? So these kind of the programs, 100% education, girl child education, Saksharta mission, ये जो government projects are going on, they're all funded by health and education cess. And tax goes to the government. So tax is calculated on what? Income. Cess is calculated on what? Tax. अब इन दोनों के बीच में एक बड़े पप्पा आएंगे जिनका नाम है सरचार्ज. आज नहीं आएंगे, वो 2 दिन के बाद आएंगे. Okay. So right now we will calculate more of such incomes and the tax. I want to pause here and ask, do you have a doubt, dear students? Anyone in the class? Little louder. Can you ask? What's your doubt?
No doubts, ma'am.
No doubt. Super. Problem number 2. Simran's total income is 8,40,000. Compute tax. Don't do it in calculator and give me the answer. If it is a physical class, I'll go around the class and check that everyone is working out in the notebook. No one is doing Control C, Control V. Do it. 2 minutes time given to you. Do it in the notebook. Stepwise, please write it. Later, there will be a time, dear students, when I'll say, can you calculate the tax in calculator? It's okay. पर अभी तो हम सब लिखेंगे. Simran's total income is 8,40,000. And give me the final answer. How much? Huh?
83,720.
83,720.
Very good. All of you got the answer. Then I'll copy from your book. What is the total income? 840. On the first 2,50,000, it's called as basic exemption. You don't have to pay the tax. On the next 2,50,000, it's 5%. So 5% is like 12,500. And on the balance 3,40,000, it's 20%. 68,000, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the total tax?
80,500.
80,500. And on tax, what you have to pay? Health and education says 4%. In our time, it was 3%. अभी कितना है? 4% है ना? तो कितना आ रहा है? How? 3220 plus 80,500. That is 83,720 is the tax. And you know, then Simran can say, I'm just showing you something additional. Simran can say, ma'am, I've already paid some tax in advance, 50,000. So can I pay little less tax? Yes. So where do you have to park the advance tax? Reduce. If you have already paid some tax in advance, just an example, reduce and pay. Okay. Today being the first class with some homework, I'm closing as of now. But from tomorrow with 5 minutes of break, the class will go on till 1:30 and I will introduce type of persons and CBDT and civic and many other things. चलो अब जल्दी से थोड़े homeworks लेके जाओ घर पे करने के लिए. Problem number 3. Don't calculate in calculator is a promise you are making to me because it's very smart and easy to calculate in calculator beta. But आपको 3 घंटे का exam खत्म करना. Literally, I'm telling you wordings of my smart students who come to me and say, ma'am, I got 56 and 58 in DT because honestly, I attempted 85 marks ka paper. If I would have attempted 100 marks, I would have got 60 तो मिल ही जाते 58 का 60 तो मिल ही जाते ना इसीलिए आपको बोल रही हूँ जब तक एग्जाम लिखना है हर चीज राइटिंग में हर चीज राइटिंग में आ जाओ टेक राज का टोटल इनकम है 12,30,000. You have to calculate the tax. Problem number 3. Problem number 4. Yeah, there are special incomes on which special rate are also there. So we will see that. Ravi's total income is 5,90,000. That's it. This plus you have to do in homework, you have to read and come all the theory. I'll ask you what is section, what is subsection, what are clauses and all. And go to your abbreviations page and search and come what is the full form of CBDT. I mean, say I want to discuss this with you. So I'm asking you to search and come. PAN, TAN, TDS, TCS. Maybe some of you must be knowing also these full forms. No problem. But search little more about it, how it works, what it is, so that we can discuss. So that when I go to that chapter and I'll say CBDT, you should not be surprised कि CBDT क्या है. So will you do this as homework?
Yes, ma'am.
And every day the class closes with the prayer ki I take 100% responsibility for all my actions, behavior, emotions, decisions. I accept myself. I love myself. Why I say this is the more responsibility you take, you will outperform because then you are not having, you know, coaching अच्छा नहीं था, इसका material अच्छा नहीं था, ये timing ठीक नहीं था, हमारे year में budget बीच में आना था, blah blah blah. Whatever it is, be it PCC, IPCC, CA Inter, COVID times, students have cleared exam with a clear and strong-headed mind. That's what we are working for. Okay, right? So that's all for today. Thank you so much, all of you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Any doubts you have? Anyone wants to ask anything? No? Then see you sharp at 11 tomorrow. Bye.